makes training, teaching, learning, and education stick? What makes it stick? So much of it falls away. We go into organizations and teach them things. We build skills, and sometimes we find the skills are still there, and other times we find they're gone, which is great because just hire us a second time, we'll go reteach it. Obviously, that's not the goal. We're trying to teach things so that they stick. And there's a lot of things that make a difference as to whether it sticks or not. And I want to hit a couple that are really important to grasp when you're in the learning shoes. One of them, which maybe isn't the goal of this vlog, but I want to throw it out there, is coaching in conjunction with learning. So you learn something and then you get a little coaching around it. And I mean, I do this with workouts. I learn a lot of weightlifting techniques online, but I do have a coach that I check in with so that I can see that I'm using these new learning ideas correctly. It can be the same person too. I can learn from my coach and then they work with me, or I can learn somewhere else and bring it to the coach and have them make sure that I'm doing it correctly. Wherever possible, Sage Presence ties those two together. The magic triple threat is people learn something, people get coached on that thing, so it gets personal, and then there's internal champions to help make it continue. So those are really important things. But now to the substance of this vlog is I want to talk about you can learn skills or you can create patterns. Learning skills, they only stick with you if you keep using them. So we might train somebody for speaking skills and then they don't have a presentation for 6 months and the skills could fade away. What we're trying to do is build patterns around the things that we're teaching. So let's say, for example, we have a technique to create a connection with an audience. We're going to try to build a pattern of doing that so that whether I have my audience or not, I'm practicing that same connection style at the dinner table with my friends, in my various in-person meetings, so that I'm always building this pattern. What makes it stick is the pattern. The skill, if you have to remember it, is only going to stick if you have the repetition of practice and implementation, that it becomes a pattern. So you want to look at how can I make a pattern out of this? How can I make a pattern out of that? And that's the thing that you can do from the learner's situation, the learner's seat, so that you can make sure that the things that you're investing your time in actually become you. So one of the best things about pattern building is to look for places in the rest of your life that this skill actually serves. I'll give you an example, would be, say, making positive impressions over the virtual space. A lot of people are dead as a doornail, kind of spooky and scary and cold and disinterested seeming when they're in their Teams or Zooms or virtual meetings. So you want to get a pattern of doing those same things in as many virtual interactions as you can have. It could even extend beyond this. So let me give you an example. One of the things we talk about is engaging our positive feelings, our joy, our appreciation, our warmth. And you can see the warmth that I have for you right now. And I'm doing this. Now, I'm going to be doing this like I was in a meeting an hour ago. On a Teams meeting, I was bringing my vibe and I was building a pattern of that, which I continue out of the Zoom space when I'm talking with my wife or my kids, or having a friendly conversation, or meeting someone on the street. At the grocery store, I want the pattern of triggering this positive emotional base. It brings the warmth to the meeting that I need it for, but not because I remember the skill, but because I built a pattern. So all of the things that you're going to be looking for as a great speaker, a great communicator, to engage in a hybrid world that we work in today, those want to be patterns. So if you're an organizational person looking to make learning stick, pair teaching, skill building with private coaching and build internal champions to continue that effort. If you're in the learner's seat, if you're in the chair of the participant wanting to learn a new skill. You want to focus on building patterns and integrating those skills into as many aspects of your life as possible. And that way, the training, the teaching, the learning, the skill building has a better chance of becoming you and sticking and showing up when and where you need it.